Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today, bringing you, I guess you could call this my updated review for Fallout 4. I have completed my first playthrough of this game. It is on my PC, and I've had my first playthrough in the story sense done, but I had a lot of exploring left to do in Fallout 4, and now I've explored almost, I'd say, all the areas. You can never be for sure in a Bethesda Game Studios game, but I believe I've explored everything. I feel content with my playthrough, and everyone keeps asking me for my updated thoughts on this game, because as my discussions go on, I sound like I'm pointing out too many flaws to the game, and people want to know if I still believe this is a, quote, near-perfect game, end quote, as I claimed in my review title. And so I'm here to discuss my final thoughts on this game during this kind of live commentary. I'm just going to be running around the wasteland, shooting anything that gets in the way. Hopefully nothing gets in the way so I don't lose my train of thought. But anyway, my end thoughts for Fallout 4, because I'm starting my second playthrough. I loved this game more than any Bethesda Game Studios game in my first playthrough. Keyword in my first playthrough. Now, I expect you guys wholeheartedly to hear me out all the way as I keep going, because this review is going to be longer and it's going to involve me really going through my thoughts, because Fallout 4 is such a big game and there's so much to talk about. So as I said, I think it's the best Bethesda Game Studios game I played in my first playthrough. The difference is that there isn't much offering for a... I thought I could go in here. Oh, I can. There isn't much to offer you in the sense of a second playthrough. And that's what bothers me most about Fallout 4, is that I loved everything about it in the first playthrough. I had a blast doing everything in this game. But there's no reason for me to go back until DLC, which really, really, really upsets me for a Bethesda Game Studios game. In these type of games, I expect at least 2 playthroughs, a good and an evil. That, you know, the bare bones minimum is what I expect. Just a good guy and a bad guy, at least. But being a bad guy is so hard in this game, man. It's so tough. So, I'm having trouble with that. But as for the positives, man, this game, still I enjoyed so much. There is just so many areas, so much to explore. They're a little bit lacking in quests, but once again, this is stuff I have to remember when I was reviewing the game I couldn't have possibly realized, because there's just so much to this game when you play by yourself and you don't have a million upon million of other people playing this game around the world, where there's only so much you can notice. And when you're in this little bubble, it's such a great game. But once you get exposed to the comparisons, the other side stuff that really slammed this game, like the comparisons to Skyrim in the sense of how many quests there are, it does look a bit smaller, a bit more underwhelming. But I have to remember that everything about this game I really, really did enjoy. From the gameplay upgrades, I really liked it. And I'm not trying to white knight this game, but I have to remember one thing, and that it's that video I made when I was talking about Bethesda making a Fallout game for us. I compared all the wishes of the Fallout 4 wish list to the actual game itself and the knowledge we had before launch and into the game's release. And it had almost everything that Fallout fans wanted. And for me, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, we can't just say, don't blame Bethesda, they're the developers. But this was the Fallout game I wanted. I wanted Bethesda to take chances with it, make a game that they wanted, but take into consideration what fans wanted. We wanted crafting. We wanted settlements. We wanted layer armor system. We wanted sprinting. We wanted a big world. We wanted more focus on details, more environmental storytelling. We wanted so many of these things, and we got it. Yet gamers are still complaining, and I don't think that's fair. When you give developers a sense of uncertainty, you leave them in a balance where they're not going to make good creative decisions because you never sound satisfied or grounded in your opinion. Now, granted, that leads them to making the core decisions, but they do want to do what makes us happy in the end of the day. And honestly, I think Bethesda did do that. Yes, some decisions, such as, hey, you know, we don't want voice protagonists really, and it didn't work out. Yeah, sure, that stinks that didn't work out as well as Bethesda had wanted to. But still, they made the Fallout franchise their own, which is something that's very hard to do with a core established series that's been around since the 90s. They took some chances and made it their own thing. Granted, we could say they streamlined some, I get it. But still, in the end of the day, this is a game I very, very, very much enjoyed. And I'm not going to neglect that just because a lot of the internet is saying they didn't. Part of being a human being is being grounded in your own opinions and not fluctuating them because everyone around you is saying something different. That's what we call peer pressure, something you learn about a lot in high school. And I don't want to give in to peer pressure by being like, this game sucks, this game sucks. This game doesn't suck. You want to play a shitty game, you look at the Order 1886, you look at so many other games. There's a difference between a bad game and a game that isn't what you expected it to be. You have to remember that 90% of us playing Fallout 4 talked about this game so much, played multiple playthroughs of different Fallout games before this. We lived and breathed this game before and after the launch of Fallout 4. So obviously, burnout will happen. There will be a little bit of underwhelm. And a lot of us talked about how we put our lives in this game. People were unsatisfied with the fact that, hey, I put only 110 hours into this game. I'm guilty of saying that. But then I thought to myself, 110 hours is more than worth my money. But it's in terms of, this is a Bethesda Game Studios game. I want at least 150, so-and-so. And that gets a bit greedy, because this is a new generation and there was a more focus on graphics, whether you want to admit it or not, Fallout 4, and this is on the PC. Maybe YouTube will compress the file. But right now, I think what I'm looking at is fucking gorgeous, because it feels like a very living, breathing world. And I think there was a focus on the lore when it came to building their own lore. I know that they stepped over some boundaries with the jet, for example, but I'm talking about stuff like ArcJet systems. Those established lore things, the terminals inside the buildings, every dungeon being very well crafted and detailed. These are not little things that need to fly under the radar because there was a little amount of quests. The world in Fallout 4 is detailed and brilliant, and that's kind of what matters in a Bethesda game. Now, I'll admit, like I started off this review, I was a little bit upset with how many quests there are in this game. That's one thing that bothers me. I would love to stick with this character, my official Mr. Matty character, and continue playing with him and doing more quests. Not just these stupid Radiant quests that are right here. All of these are Radiant quests. Everything inside here, Radiant quests. Nothing leads to anything inside here. But, you know what? That's just what we're faced with. We're going to have to wait for DLC. And that does impact my updated review a little bit. Because you know what? I wish I could play this game more because it's so good. The only thing that really bars me from saying I think this game is perfect is its lack of content. Yes, there are bugs here and there, but I think that pertains to consoles more, and I'm going to get into that now. Because when I play my PC game, I really don't feel any bugs happening. I don't see any, I don't experience any, and I'm telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no reason to lie about this type of shit, so just believe me. But when I played console and I started my PS3 playthrough, because I was like, hey, I want to get trophies for this game, I want to get my second playthrough done for this game, I started having bugs on bugs on bugs on bugs. And that's not my type of gaming experience. So I think Bethesda developed for PC first and ported to console or something, because I think it's something with consoles, because I didn't have a single standout bug in Fallout 4, and that's in over 115 hours, but in Fallout 4 on the PS4, within my first few hours, I actually had like 5 standout bugs. Audio bugs, subtitle bugs, etc. And so I think it might boil down to something inside the consoles. Who knows? But still, in the end, I enjoyed the additions like the crafting, the settlement, because as me for a gamer, I enjoyed those type of additions. Hello, Super Mutant Behemoth. I guess we'll do this while we're here. You know, that's the stuff I enjoyed. But you may not. And the difference with Fallout 4 is that a lot of what was great about Fallout 3, we could agree was awesome. While in Fallout 4, you might not play some of, you know, the settlement system as much as other people, you know? And that's your choice. But for me, I put almost 20 hours of my game into this settlement system because I thought it was just fantastic. And that's just my choice. You know, that's what I liked in the game. I was like, damn, I can build anything I want. And I built like a basketball court and stuff. You know, I just really started goofing off with that type of stuff. And I don't know. I guess it's really up to the gamer and being grounded in your opinion. Yes, you can read all these articles and stuff on the internet, these Reddit threads and everything on how Fallout 4 is bad and stuff. But in the end, it's your opinion that matters. I'm trying to make this video to inspire you. If you like this game, don't feel bad for your opinion. Because so many people are hell-bent on tearing this game down. And if you don't like it, that is fine. I'm not going to criticize you because this game does have flaws. But if you're like, I love Fallout 4, and then you say like, sue me, man, I love Fallout 4. Who cares? We are allowed to like a game like Fallout 4. We were excited for it, and it is a very good game. And I'm here to establish that this may not be a perfect game, but this is the Fallout game that I wanted, minus the voice protagonist that they did a great job with them, but it barred a lot of creative choices in the dialogue, as well as the questing. That's the one thing that held it back. But during this first playthrough, I have to remember that I had a blast with this game, and I reviewed it in the now. I don't review my games where I play them through and I look back at the flaws and redo my review. That would make me an unreliable source, and my review's entirely pointless because they're always subjective to change. I would be a liar in all my reviews if I went back and played games later. What games can you tell me that truly, 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 truly age well? And by this, I mean, every game, even a year later, doesn't feel as good as that first time you play it. And this isn't me trying to excuse Fallout 4, but you know what? After playing it that first time by myself, not having everyone's opinion thrown in my face, I remembered just how much I truly adored this game. And when I started getting slammed at everyone's opinions, I was like, oh man, I don't know if this is as good. But then I went back and just played by myself for a little to remind myself why I thought this game was special. And that's why, man. Everything I've said in this review. So I encourage you, be grounded in your opinion. Stand by what you say. Don't let the internet change what you feel about something in life, even though this is just a game. Because you know what? You're entitled to that opinion, and we are allowed to disagree. I think Fallout 4 is one of Bethesda's best works. Yes, it is flawed in many areas, but this is also, as I said, the game I wanted. And yes, every game will have flaws, but I'm glad that they took the chances. I'd rather them make a Fallout game where they took chances than a Fallout game that stayed grounded in the same creative choices that it's been in for over a decade. So anyway, this will conclude my updated review / first playthrough roundup of Fallout 4. I know a lot of you guys are already on your third and fourth playthrough, etc. And I know you guys are going to criticize me for being behind. But it's because I played this game so much when it first came out, and I didn't want to burn through it, and then I came back and gradually chipped my way until the end because I just didn't want that first playthrough to end because it was so enjoyable. So these are my updated and essentially final thoughts on Fallout 4. Obviously, there will be more discussions on what's wrong and what's good about this game, more disgusting speculation, more DLC content, all that stuff. But I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on this game because a lot of you guys really want to know my grounded opinion, and this is it. I hope you guys can respect it. I doubt people will because this is YouTube, and I won't be surprised in the least bit. But hey, you guys asked, and I'm answering. So these are my final thoughts on Fallout 4, a game I very much enjoyed from start to finish, although I wish it had more replayability in the terms of quests and a lot more to it. But damn, we have trekked far from, wow, we went all the way from here to all the way over here. Good for us, man. Good for us. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know your updated thoughts on Fallout 4 in the comments down below. Do you think this game is good, bad? Do you think it's aged well? Are you feeling inspired by me saying stay grounded in your opinion? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I got a little passionate this video. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are in the description as always. And be sure to check out triggerbomb.com, a place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.